So hi, namaste and welcome back to the Bonky channel. Happy New Year's. Welcome to 2026. Last year we discussed a lot of things and hopefully we'll continue to do so in this year. I couldn't upload last month because I was dealing with life and then I went on a solo trip. So let me start the video by sharing a bit of my experience. And this video is going to include a bit of Hindi as well because I'm more comfortable sharing my experiences in Hindi than English. So, pardon that. I went on a solo trip to Madhya Pradesh. I visited three places: Indore, Omkareshwar, and Ujjain. Why these places in particular? I wouldn't have an answer to that, but let's just say I'm a big fan of Mahakal. Yeah. So, the entire month of December was quite rough. A lot of things were happening. It's like every day, each day of December brought its own weight with it, and it was fairly stressing and overstimulating. And by the time I reached mid December, I had had enough and decided that I needed a break. Job in particular wasn't going that great either. My relationships with people and friends was bickering, and I was just not in the right state of mind. So I figured a break is what I needed, and Mahakal is my refuge. So that is where I went. I tried asking people if they would accompany me, but then everybody said they had work and they had other plans and they were going on other trips. So I decided, why not go alone? Ekla chalo, walk alone. And why not? I feel like all of us, each one of us should have some sort of experience where you were by yourself and had to figure shit out. And that's how you know you've grown, and that's how you learn to enjoy your own company as well. So yeah, the trip was amazing, and I wouldn't say it was all shits and giggles. It wasn't all very well planned and perfectly executed. It was fairly difficult, and there were a lot of problems that I faced. I do feel like we've glorified solo traveling a lot. Sorry. I do feel like we've glorified solo traveling a lot, but there's a certain beauty to it as well. So I might just be contradicting myself there. A lot of places they don't give you a room just because you're a bachelor and you come alone. And then since you're young and probably have a budget constraint, you cannot go for all those lavish places to live. But Indore was pretty cheap and I could find a really, really good room for a very nominal price. Ujjain was different. I just got whatever room I could. I think it was um, where truck drivers stay. So I just had to find a room for to spend the night, or else I was ready to sleep on the streets as well. Now, MP is not one of those states you would expect, but it is really, really cold out there, especially Ujjain and Omkareshwar. They're really, really cold places because uh, there are rivers and then a lot of forest cover nearby as well. It was beautiful. The food, the people, the vibes, the god, the spiritual atmosphere is just mesmerizing, and it's something I would do again, but probably with a friend next time. I started off 2025 by visiting Kashi, Banaras, and Prayagraj. The trip was to visit the Mahakal Mela, and I ended 2025 by going to Ujjain, to Mahakal, to Bhairav Baba. So I feel like, yeah, it was a complete cycle from Bhairava to Bhairava again. Grateful for that. Thank you, God, as well. So yeah, now that we're in 2026, I'm pretty sure that you entered this year expecting something new to happen. Ah, pardon me. We all have had experiences with New Year resolutions, and we all can agree on some point that they don't work out. And why is that? Because, they're resolutions, and resolutions don't always work out. So I was thinking about this, and I figured that we're missing a very key component, which is it's a word in Sanskrit. It's called sankalpa. Now, what does sankalpa mean? It roughly translates to uh, resolve in English. A resolution can roughly be translated to sankalpa. Now, we often confuse resolution with a desire or a wish. I want to gain 5 kgs this year. I want to lose 5 kgs this year. That's a that's a goal slash desire. If I want to gain weight, I can just eat junk food throughout the year, and what 5? I can gain 10 kgs as well. So that's a very loosely defined desire. I want to gain weight. Gaining weight is not a resolve. You could have made a New Year's resolution saying, this year I'm gonna earn more money. I'm gonna switch jobs. I'm gonna get a job. These are, fairly speaking, these are desires or goals, whichever basket you want to put them in. These are not resolutions. And why do I say that? It's because, let me go back to Hindi to explain this. A sankalpa is defined by rules and a time, a duration time range. So I want to switch jobs is a desire, and it is not quantifiable in time. As long as you do not put a time range and you do not define the rules of what you're gonna do, it's gonna stay as a desire. Once you are able to articulate, you are able to turn your desire into a goal, only then can you actually jot down things you can do to achieve that goal. It could be, I'll study every day for an hour after getting back home, and I'll do this for a period of 4 months, and I plan to switch jobs in the next 6 months. So this can be a resolution. You've defined a set of rules and a time frame, a time range. Now, why is it necessary to have rules defined and a bunch of uh, time frames or time ranges assigned to a goal? You have a desire, you have thoughts supporting that desire, you perform actions, and then you fail or achieve. In the middle, before thoughts and actions, comes another step which talks about what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it. That is your resolution. It's it's not motivation, it's not willpower. This is what builds discipline. The entire 2025, I've yapped about consistency, um, laziness, and all that. I've told you that you are inconsistent because you're missing these, or you're stuck in this loop, or you're stuck in that system. But I would like to emphasize this year that we're going to take accountability for our actions now, and just going to admit that I'm lazy. I'm not there yet because I've not put in enough actions. I've not put in enough work, and somewhere along the line I could have done better, but I did not. I chose comfort, and here I am. Now, there is nothing wrong in choosing comfort. There's no point of working hard if you cannot enjoy comfort, or you cannot sit back and enjoy what you're doing. And I also consider it foolish simply running behind chasing productivity, because that's what uh, that's what a slave would do. You're a free man, and you're supposed to be living life because you love to experience things, not because you're afraid of death. You might have used fairly heavy words, but yeah, gotta admit, I've been lazy, and lot of things could have been better, but it was me not putting in enough work. So the first stage is denial, the second stage is acceptance, the third stage is moving on. So yeah, move on, define your goals, put a time frame, put a time range, and define the rules, what you're gonna do, and what uh, have it jot down in your mind what you need to do. Now, don't spend a lot of time making plans for the next 6 months. Just make rules that you're going to follow. Make those rules easy. Make it something very minimalistic that you can do every day. One example I'd like to share is from the past 6 months, I've been planning on practicing DSA, practicing lead code for that matter. Why? Because for personal reasons, I just want to keep my sword sharp, and yeah, I've spent a lot of time preparing DSA sheets and looking for resources where I could follow a particular roadmap. And I did feel like I made progress, but then it was a planning fallacy. What I've decided is I'll simply go by the indexing in lead code. On day one, I'm going to solve problem number one. On day two, problem number three, four, five, and so on. I'm just going to follow the sequence. Even if I do manage to do that, that's close to 6 340 problems if I skip a few days. That's a lot, and it, it will cover every topic there is. Not every, but a lot of topics that can help me out. So yeah, start off simple maybe. Sorry about the constant yawning. This, I don't know what's happening, but I haven't slept a single day properly. I haven't had a good night's sleep in 2026. Every night, every fucking night, there was some sort of disturbance. Some nights I've slept for barely 2 hours, and yeah, so I've been having it a little rough these days, but overall the days are going great. I think God has taken away uh, the night and given me better days. So yeah, I've yapped a lot, and I would simply like to give you a bit of motivation before I end the video. Hmm. Look at where you are right now and realize that look at where you are right now and realize that this might be where wherever you are, this might be where you had prayed to be. You might have been dreaming of uh, these days. You might have been praying for these days a few years back. And God has heard your prayers and He has given you these days. Let me talk about myself in this context. I had prayed for these days. I had prayed for days where I could sit at home, work. I had prayed for days where I could get a job. I had prayed for days where I would have my own money and I could travel. I had prayed for days where I had friends I can share stuff with. And all of these prayers were made 2.5 to 3 years back, probably even 4 years back, maybe even in 2020. I'm realizing that my present self is a result of all those prayers, and it's simply a blessing to be alive and to be able to do whatever I'm doing. Whatever might have happened last year, I'm still alive, I'm moving, and I'm able to talk and communicate with you. I'm alive, I have a roof over my head, I have enough food, I can cook whatever I want. I have a mother that cares for me, I have a father that provides for the family. I have my own bike that I can ride whenever and wherever I want to. I have friends who genuinely care for me and I can share anything with them. I have a bunch of online friends that uh, share a lot of funny memes with me. I have a YouTube channel where I can just yap and upload videos. I have a job that provides for me and my desires. I have I have colleagues that although don't watch this video are an important part of my life and have taught me a lot of things. So yeah, no matter what I look at in life, I realize that it's a blessing and this is something I should be grateful for. Once you start, once you know the value of gratitude in life, there's like a veil that comes off your eyes. You stop complaining so much and you realize that life ain't that bad after all. I tell a lot of people that you aren't half as bad as you think you are, or you aren't as half as good as you think you are. We are often too critical of ourselves and maybe think too highly of ourselves as well. Life isn't all about chasing productivity or being better than someone else. Life is about living, simply living, surviving, and living to your best capacity, doing better than what you did yesterday. And believe me, no matter how much you suck today or how good you are today, tomorrow always brings a change. If you are the same, you aren't the same person you are today versus 5 years ago, or you aren't the same person you're gonna be 5 years from now on. Things are gonna change. You're gonna change. Situations are gonna change. Lots of stuff is going to happen. If you do put in the work, you'll be probably in a better place, or probably in the place you want to be. If you do not put in the efforts, you're gonna be maybe in the same place, but in a different place mentally, in a different state mentally. So yeah. Hmm. And there are two things I learned during my trip: the value of shelter and the value of food. I had spent an entire day hungry, an entire day traveling, and in the evening, when I finally got food, and I don't know what was going on during the entire trip, I ate at a homeless shelter for some reason. And as soon as I had that food, I had that khichdi, tears started rolling down my eyes. I think these are the experiences that have taught gratitude to me, and I'm eternally grateful for such experiences. I hope that in 2026 you are able to define what you want to do and you get there. You will, of course. You don't need to work hard 365 days. You don't need to work hard for 12 months. Trust me, if you're able to put in efforts for 90 days in an entire year, that's roughly that's 3 months. And I'm not asking you to put in efforts continuously. It could be sparse. You put in efforts for 3 days and you take a 1 week gap. You put in efforts for another 3 days, take another week's gap. Just start doing something. If you can make it to 90 days of putting efforts, continuous would be better, but just start doing something. If you start putting in efforts for 90 days, you're going to see a shift in life. Trust me, this is going to work. Don't blame yourself for not being consistent and stop doing things completely. Start, just start doing. Doing is more important than not doing or doing it in a perfect way. Do more. Once you get into the habit of doing something, once you get a hang of something, consistency is gonna come naturally. Consistency is not something inorganic. It's not something you can bring in from the environment. Although the environment can help, it is still something very organic and something which has to come from within. Put in the effort, start doing, and if you do not know what to do, think about it. Just put your fucking phone down, move away from ChatGPT, think about it, and pray. And I do not mean go to a temple and sit in front of God. Oh God, I want this, I want that. Please, help me. No, God is not going to give it to you. Instead, He's going to guide you instead of giving something to you. That's the beauty of the universe. That's how manifestation works. So yeah, stay classy, stay cool, and don't be a fool. Bye.